recognizing new board members, and that would be Jog Desitel, Scott Coons, and Andy Derby. Welcome to the board.
Got it. Put it up here.
Okay. All right. We need to amend, and none of these people can vote on it, so I don't know how we're going to do it.
We're not.
Okay.
Check that out.
Good.
None of these folks were present.
I know.
We only had 2 people that were present.
I think I was.
No, not as a board member. No, this is what we were going to amend. Annette Goin was on the agenda last time because she had indicated to me at one time she wanted to be on later, so I made sure to put her on, but then she didn't want people to think she didn't show up, so she wants that taken out of the minutes. He wrote it in the minutes that she didn't come. But we can't vote it because
none of you were present
here
as a board member. So we didn't have.
And we can't approve the minutes of the February 18th meeting either.
Right.
So I don't know. We're going to have to find out.
I was wondering how we could approve them if we weren't.
You can't.
That's why they are called
unapproved.
Unapproved.
And
but they're forever going to be unapproved.
They are forever attested as the original minutes are in the vault as unapproved, and that's fine.
Like it says.
But what we can do is we can make notes in the minutes of this meeting.
Right, that says that. So that's what you should be writing, yes.
And they'll go in these minutes that...
We couldn't do it.
I don't think minutes really have to be approved.
No.
That's... Yes.
The way I read it, it says...
Okay, wait a minute. This is like we're going to get all
messed up.
Okay, we can do it. No, we can do it. Scott, we can do it after, but right now we'll just start arguing about everything.
We'll get
and
through
debating
through this stuff.
But for right now, just put that at this point we can't approve either of those minutes because they're on the agenda. So.
We can't do what that person wanted done.
Right.
We'll take care of it in this language.
Right.
She'll let her know. I already said
I just said Annette did not want to be on the agenda, and he's going to put that in there. It was a mistake. Yeah. We learned a lesson not to write things in the minutes that didn't happen.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. So those 2 things. All right. I gave you the packets here. I don't know how we're going to do this. First thing you have to do is elect a chairman, but we also have 5 committees to elect, and I just wanted to run through what they were, just so everybody knows. You need a chairman, and according to what I gave you guys, which you can read at your leisure, is the rules of procedure for municipal boards, okay? All the things that we're supposed to do. Overview of what select board members do. I'm not going to read them to you. Then I put in, just for the heck of it, I put in personnel policies for the town of Richford so that you can read and see what our personnel policies are, because we've got 3 new members, so you might want to read that. So
we need to read that now, or can we?
Yeah, read it out loud for me. We'll look at something.
No, I mean
it's only 8 pages. No, read it at your. I just want you to know what we're supposed to do. Right. We can discuss it at our Monday meeting. What I figured was everybody would have questions after they read this stuff, and we can answer questions. Okay. The first thing you need to do after I read these is elect a chair, and the chair's job is to run the meeting. This thing they sent me from the VLCT, I just got it, and you can read it if you want. It says you need a strong leader who can keep the meeting going. It says you need to, Robert's Rules of Order is not, because I know some of you probably wonder about this, it's not necessary for this meeting because this is a more flexible meeting. That's done in deliberative sessions. This is like, for example, if you want to talk, you don't have to raise your hand and look at me. I don't have to say, or whoever's the chairman doesn't have to say yes. You guys out there have to raise your hand, but you people, as long as we don't overpower each other, just speak, just talk, because everybody's equal. So just things like that. It's just small stuff, running the hearing, getting the agenda ready. There's a whole list of stuff, but I'm just telling you what that is. Then there's the highway department. They got to not just go over who's plowing the roads, but you've got to do the budget. You've got to do a lot of written stuff, answering grant questions, things like that. So it's not just, one thing. Water and sewer, of course, we have Simon. They do all the work. We get a lot of benefits from having them. Some people think, no, not back and forth, but we've done it both ways. Right now, the water and sewer is in the middle of a mapping project. So with Aldrich and Elliott, so there's meetings during the day that we go to. And definitely the water and sewer commissioner has to go. Buildings, to maintain the buildings. The town buildings are the town barn, the village barn, the town hall, the library, the emergency services building, the post office, which includes the leases. And the project's coming up this summer. They're going to point the bricks on this building because they're pretty bad at the bottom. New furnace going in the library. We'll talk more about that stuff later. I'm just trying to give you a little overview. Then there's parks, playgrounds, and police, which includes dog problems, which we have more of those than anything else. Projects coming up. Davis Park. It includes Davis Park, playground, Fountain Park, all the cemeteries, East Richford, South Richford, Center, Troy Street, part of Hillside, and I don't know what the one called up by Snyderville is.
South Richford.
That's South Richford? Okay, I think I mentioned that. Okay, and we're responsible for all of those. So we have to, and there's some stuff coming up about the gravestones on Troy. Also oversee the ambulance and fire. So, we can do two ways. We can go in executive session for a few minutes and hash things out, come out, or you can hash them out in public. Actually, since I said this was under chair, I better do it now. Let me go back to that. Apparently there's bridges that are going to be done by the V-Trans, so that would be a highway. Richford Bridge is one of them. Did you know anything about that? Or is it?
Is it the Main Street Bridge?
Bridge number 41, that Main Street over Mississippi River.
Look it up.
Is that?
I don't know what number it is.
But is that something you've got on your, up there? Anything you know about? Okay.
I don't know, but I don't know it by number. We have two they were doing, Combs Road and...
That's something else.
Oh.
That's there's a $350,000 grant that Bethany worked on.
Right.
And those are Corliss Road, and yeah, this is from, well, this is from Bethany. But this identifies Main Street over the Mississippi, so this must be something separate.
That's the Main Street.
Right, this is separate. I guess it's top on the list. There's two of them, Swanton and Richford, that are up to be replaced. I thought we just replaced that. Anyway.
It did, but it has a error. It has a problem.
Okay. Also want to announce that tomorrow night is the hearing.
Yes.
Tomorrow night, reason we got this is because we're abutters to the property, and I'm going to go just to support Robert for his seasonal snack bar that's coming up down here on Troy Street. They're having a zoning hearing 7 tomorrow here to what? See whether or not we let him have it? Or
yes, because that's only commercial industrial down there.
does it have to be changed?
Well, it just has to get a permit from the board to do it.
This board?
No, from the
From
zoning
your board?
Yes.
So we're only invited because we're
Yeah,
in a butter. We don't make any decision.
No.
But, okay. So if you want to go and support that or not support it, it's tomorrow night. We have to, tonight, or Monday, we can do it Monday, we have to appoint a housing code enforcement officer. We have one. We have to reappoint and a 911 coordinator, and we have a...
Getting back to Robert's, Getting back to Robert's thing, do we have to make a decision whether we're oppose it or anything before the meeting?
No. We're just going to observe if you want to.
If you want to have any say in it, you have to come to the meeting tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Right. As an individual or as a select board member?
Well, you can as a select board if you wish.
The thing is, as an individual, they're not abutters. We're abutters because we're the select board. The land next to it belongs to us. So I'm going as a select board.
If you're not an abutter, you have to be a group of 10.
So you should go as a if you're going to go.
I was just trying to clarify.
Right. If you're going to go as an abutter as a select board member, because like you said, you need 10 people. If you weren't 10 people, really? Wow.
We own the land
next to it.
Left of him.
Where? The left, right? What?
To the cemetery.
Cemetery.
From Robert to the cemetery. Okay. And I've got I've got a project. What did you say? They won't pay. No, they won't pay. No, they won't pay. I've got a grant project, to have kayaks and canoes. And Robert and I have been talking, and we're going to put, hopefully, and you're going to have this on tomorrow night.
I put it on
okay.
there, yes.
Hopefully, I can put the building there. He said he would take care of it if we put it there. I'm getting a little building with a grant, like the one down by the one sticking out on the street down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an anchor shed.
Yeah. I'm getting one of those. I've already talked to the guy, and I've got a grant for all this, and he's going to be in like what? But if it goes on his land, it has to go in this.
Zoning permit, yeah.
Yeah, it has to go in the permit.
Be included, yeah.
Yeah, so that would be included tomorrow. And we need to appoint another planner because there weren't enough votes for anybody, write-in votes to be a planner. So that's going to come up at the next meeting. So if you hear of any people, or if any people want to put their names in as a planner, now's the time to do it.
My daughter would be interested in it.
Have her come in and or drop an email.
Mm-hmm.
So we can have them for the next names for the next time.
I just didn't know if family members could be.
Yep.
Could you define planner for us?
You're on the planning commission.
Oh, you're talking about planning commission.
Yeah, that's you. You're on, but you're not because you didn't put your petition in. And so that's what you were advertising for the other night at town meeting.
Right.
Right.
So I'm unaware of the procedure. After 3 years of service, I was not aware of what needed to happen. I wasn't notified.
Well, we don't, it's not up to me, but I don't think they notify people. I think you fill out a petition with signatures, put it in, then you would have been on the ballot, and you would have probably just gotten all the votes.
But I went as a write-in.
I know, and by going as a write-in, you have to have 30 votes.
Okay.
And you didn't have 30 votes because you didn't have them, so.
It's last minute.
Yeah, well, if you want to put in as planner, you need to do like his daughter and send us a note or let us know. But
How many planners do you need? Just one more?
Is it just one?
Yes.
He's on the planning commission.
First of all, you only announce it at the meeting. You were outside for the voters to come in to see that you were willing to get back.
Right, but that we're not going to conversate about that because that's not on our meeting tonight. Somebody brought up the question of why we aren't on YouTube anymore. I didn't realize we weren't. And the reason was when they came, I'm trying to see, last summer, they had been doing it for free. And then they said, now it's going to cost you $960, but we're still going to tape even if you don't do it. So we all thought, well, why would we pay for it? Because it's still, I believe it's still on
TV.
Okay, you don't know, you just
Is that for a year?
Yeah. So it's still on their TV, but it's not on YouTube. So if you guys want to have it on YouTube, it's not budgeted, but I'm pretty sure we could cover it. You can make a motion to do that if you want to. Is there any discussion? Would you like to have it on YouTube?
You haven't formed yet.
Huh?
You haven't formed this.
I know. Yeah, you're right. So anyway, but I need to tell this stuff as chair in case I'm not chair in a minute,
Just
okay?
don't get going.
All right. Okay. So, do you want to discuss positions in private, or do you want to discuss them out loud? It's up to you.
Private.
Okay.
Right.
Really?
Yep.
I
Yep.
don't object either.
I mean, we're not going to make a decision until we come out.
It don't matter to me one way or
That way, if we
the
get in a fight, they don't all have to watch us.
other. Okay.
Okay? It's up to you. It's never good to fight in public. So, since
I hope it.
we're all select board members, so we can all vote on this, I make a motion, we go into executive session to discuss personnel. Won't take long. Sherry seconds it. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I hear all the ayes.
Aye.
Okay, I can hear them. Yeah,
Who made the motion? You did?
me. Okay, we need a nomination for chair. From the board.
I nominate Andy Derby.
Second?
I'll second it.
Any other nominations?
And I nominate Linda as co-chair.
Different, has to be a different thing. Different,
Does it?
Different, yeah, I would say.
Okay.
So,
All those in favor of Andy Derby as chair, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Now, we decided that we were gonna do some so we need a co-chair, or not a co-chair, I would say assistant chair, wasn't it? It's not.
Assistant chair.
It's not
We
equal,
have an
it's,
assistant chair.
well, yeah, it's,
Yeah. I
it's,
nominate Linda as assistant chair.
I'll second it.
okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, aye, me too. Okay, I'm assistant chair. And we need, highway department.
I nominate Jacques.
I'll second it. You caught up?
no.
Okay, give him a minute.
What was that one?
Highway,
Highway.
John
Highway.
does the tell.
Okay, who made the motion?
Me.
Andy made the motion.
I second it.
and
All in favor, we're aye.
Linda
Yeah.
seconded it. All in favor?
Okay, water and sewer,
Was there
I'm sorry.
was there a co on that one as well, or is that just a straightforward?
highway. Oh, yeah, what are we gonna do about that?
Or are you gonna just leave
I
it?
thought we said the chair was
We
gonna.
did, but we gotta do it in the meeting. We have to do it out in public.
Okay. Someone
So,
needs to nominate.
right.
Chair is going to be
We got the chair for the highway, is Jock.
Okay.
Now we want an assistant.
Assistant chair.
Yeah.
I nominate Linda and Andy as your, would it be the two of you guys together? As your
Just one.
assistant? Just one? Andy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
there we go. Not me pushing on that one.
I guess I'm off. What was this?
Yeah, I know, I am too right now.
Assistant
So
chair.
Jacques gonna be the chair of the highway
But
department.
we were all gonna.
Everyone's having an assistant, so they're gonna, she's gonna nominate me, the chair, as Jacques' co-assistant for any help that he needs with.
But we're all involved in all of these, so if you have
Right.
advice for him and whatever, yeah. So you got it?
I get it.
Sherry nominated Andy as
Assistant.
assistant chair or co-chair or
Assistant.
Assistant for
vice
highway.
chair.
Guess it's highway assistant.
I know, that's what we're on now, is, because we're already chair and vice chair.
I'll say, you got so many
Yeah.
chairs.
Well, I know, that's, but we're confusing because we wanted to, we're confusing.
Assistants.
Don't leave one missing from the table and play the music, I'll be confused.
Well, we decided we wanted assistants, so
Okay, who seconded that?
I did, I think. All those in favor was aye. Okay, now we're at water and sewer.
Water and sewer.
Okay, I'll nominate Scott Coons.
I'll second
That
it.
nominates Scott. And Andy seconds. Okay,
And I'll nominate Sherry as assistant, water and sewer.
I'll second it.
And while you're writing, I'm just gonna talk to so we kinda decided that it made good sense to have some assistants in every department so that there's more transparency. People can learn more, be more part of more than just one role.
So you just caught
what
up.
was the second piece of,
Sherry, assistant, water and sewer,
I second it.
and Jacques seconded it.
okay.
So where are we now? We've got
Buildings.
buildings. Go ahead, nominate somebody.
I nominate Sherry for the.
I'll second it.
But two S's on the board, this is gonna get confusing.
Yeah, no, Scott nominated Sherry for buildings. Did I just second it?
Yep.
Yeah, I second
And I'll
it.
nominate Scott as assistant.
Assistant buildings is Scott.
Assistant.
Not assistant business makes it complicated.
I know. What do you want to call it if it's not
Well, that's
assistant?
what it
I
is.
know, because you're not, she makes the decisions, calls you in. You make the
Helping hand.
helping
Yeah,
hand, yeah, the
helping
aid. And the last one would be the parks. Okay, we gotta get this all in. Parks, playgrounds, cemeteries, and police.
I'll nominate Linda.
I'll second it.
Nominates Linda. Sherry
And Andy's assistant
seconds.
for that.
Yeah. You said me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so nominate me then. I'm not gonna nominate myself.
Who's the,
Parks, playgrounds, cemeteries, and police is Linda. Oh, well, I've already been nominated. Now we
Yeah.
need an assistant. I'll
Right.
nominate Andy to be the assistant. Second?
I second it.
Okay.
So somebody can be an assistant more than once?
You can do anything
Quiet.
you want. Yeah, quiet.
There's just so many things to fill, and people are on vacation, and
Yep.
people gotta
Exactly.
do this.
And I've only taken off 2 meetings in 10 years, so this is gonna be
I only
wonderful.
missed one. Buildings.
I'm gonna read them out loud. So just get back, I'll read them out loud and you can follow along. Okay,
Sure I can.
Sherry is the buildings. No, I'm reading the wrong list. Chair is Andy,
Yep.
assistant chair is Linda.
Assistant chair. That's not what I'm missing.
No, I know, but I'm reading them to the public.
Just
Okay.
follow along.
Highways is Jock. The assistant is Andy. Assistant is Andy.
Yep.
I'll keep this. Water and sewer is Scott.
Yep.
Assistant is Sherry.
Yep.
Buildings is Sherry.
Yep.
Assistant is Scott.
All
So when you were missing. Parks, playgrounds, cemeteries, and police is Linda, with a heavy assist from Andy.
I want the
Should
sheriffs.
some of
Can have 'em.
that go to somebody else, like cemeteries or something, do you? Or is it-
Cemeteries.
I mean,
Until we have a problem with it, then we can
We're all
ask.
gonna be doing it.
We're all gonna be doing it anyway.
Now, on buildings, who made the motion for the second?
I did.
Andy made the motion, and who seconded the motion for the second?
Jacques.
Thank you.
Now, we're all done with that. Okay, there's a Vermont League of Cities and Towns training session. I don't know if any of you want to go. It really helped me when I first started. It's in Rutland on March 30th.
Of course, you said nothing.
I'll go.
Sir.
You will.
Nothing closer.
Town pays for it. No, when I went, it was in Montpelier. I know Rutland's a heck of a ways, Andy.
Yeah, Rutland's doing
But
that.
they'll also give you a free manual that costs
When
quite
is
a bit. March 30th.
I'll go as long as I'm not
Doing something else.
sugaring.
Will town pay for more than one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many of us want to go.
I was been told it's a good thing
It
to
is.
go
It
to.
is a
You
good
learn
thing.
lot.
You learn everything, and they tell you not to get so panicky if you do something wrong, as long as you're trying to do the right thing. Okay. Also, it seems like I had something. Oh, we need to vote next time. I think it's in your packet. On. No. I must have left out. Well, I'll bring it up next time, whatever it was. There's something we had to adopt. I don't know if it's a policy from the state. Anyway, I'll bring it up next time. Or you will. I'll tell you
Do
what
we
it
have
is.
it in our thing?
No,
No.
all of them are the same. I don't know. We have to adopt a policy on, I don't know if it wasn't a purchase policy. It was maybe conflict of interest. I know the state wants you to, oh, wait a minute. I might have more. Also, the procedures. Oh, okay, it is in here. I want you to read it for next time and see if, what we do. It says model for rules of procedure. We've already, you have to do it every year. You got it? It's in the- if you look through, there's some brackets, parentheses, that we just have to fill in here. We had decided, the past board, on number 5, motion made by members of the body, you can choose, do or do not require a second. We said before we wanted seconds.
yeah.
Yeah, so we can just, if that's what you want, we'll leave it. Number 6, there's no limit to the number of times a member of the body may speak. They may speak or make a motion only after being without being recognized by the chair. That's
Yep.
what we decided, you could just speak out.
Yep.
And motions to close or limit debate will be entertained. In other words, if you say we've had enough. Number 9, these rules we said could be amended by, it would have to be 2/3 majority, not unanimous. I think those are the only, the rest are just, but read them over, and then we'll, if you want to adopt them at the next meeting, we'll vote just to have this. It's just, it's procedure for meetings and stuff that they suggest. VLCT is our insurance company. They make some rules on some things. We'll go over a lot next
And
time.
this document is from our insurance company?
Yes, VLCT. VLCT is kind of Vermont League of Cities and Towns for the whole state.
Yep.
And we just recently went from another insurance company to them, and it's really good because, for example, we had some issues last year that we didn't want to use our town attorney for because it was a little higher up. And they will provide 5 hours of free attorney, and they don't get a VLCT attorney, they get a hotshot attorney. And it's free to us for 5 hours per incident, so he really helped a lot with an issue we had. So it's good for that, and I think it brings our insurance down but we have to follow some of their rules on insurance. For example, the bleachers down at the park right now is going to come up for us because they want us to have railings on them, and Larry Patterson said they're too rotten for railings. So, things like that we have to go by. Any other? Oh, we need to appoint Kim. We should do that now because not wait till next week. Kim Collins is currently the 911 coordinator and the housing officer, and her thing is up. So if you want to reappoint her, we should do it tonight. I don't know where it is, but I know
What happens if someone else is interested in that?
they can let us know. She's been doing it, and she's been kind of, it's been a
Is that
long
your
process. Yeah.
Yes. She's been your housing officer this will be her 20th year. She's been the 911 coordinator for
We
3 years?
voted in 3 years ago, yeah. She's on a 3-year term for that.
Has anyone else showed any interest?
Never has, but we could,
What are they? What is the
Well, that's what I'm getting at, Scott. Earlier when you guys first spoke, Linda had said something about doing it at the next meeting, so I was gonna write up a letter showing interest and stuff, but if it's.
well, we
gonna
can
be
do
done
it, we can do it the next meeting if you want, it's up to you guys.
What is,
You know what the housing officer does and the 911. Hate to switch to 911 in the middle of all the 911 numbers that are being changed.
Which one do you want to hear about first?
are they both up?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom while you explain
If
it.
you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
911's easier. 35 years ago, 911 came into being in the state of Vermont. Each town did it a different way. Richford chose to use a rule of every 25 feet we'd assign a number. Over time, 911 went to a uniform standard of every 6.25, Josh?
Something like that, yeah.
Feet would assign a number. And it works out to every 1/1000th of a mile gets a number.
Sorry about
We're woefully out of whack. Example would be,
My house. It's up.
South Richford Road is numbered, highest number is on the other end. Whereas J Road, highest number might be on this end, but they're every 25 feet where,
And on the J road, they go up, and then they go back down, and then they go back
Back
up
up.
again.
so if you are an ambulance responder and you are driving at a high rate of speed to be getting somewhere quickly and your mind is telling you you want to go 30 miles based on
The number.
the number, you're apt to shoot right by the house
Yeah.
in Richford.
Yeah.
And we have this happen all the time. So we've been trying to take, we say we because the 911 coordinator works very closely with the lister's office because the lister's office keeps track of every parcel and where everything is. And it's a sit down. Sometimes we takes 3 to 5 days to take a road, all its parcels, because the parcel number changes as well, and coordinate that out to fit anew. And then all the customers, as we call our clients, have to be notified. The post office doesn't have to be notified. They pretty much get told what to do. But as much work as it would cause you to change all your anything that would cause you to change all your mailing stuff is pretty much the same amount of work as it would cause Kim to change all the internals to the town.
Mm-hmm.
Change all its recordings. The only thing that doesn't change is your deed. But all the other written documentation has to change to line up with it. Plus notification of all emergency agencies and everything relating to the state, to update the state 911 map so that all the emergency services get the right plots on their maps so that they can respond accordingly.
And this is something that she's been working on for a
Few years,
a few
3
years now.
Yeah.
The last
And-
time she was appointed, it expired 2/15 and then 2/18, so she had been on, I think it's 6 years she's been
Yeah.
on.
And not only does she do that piece of it, every time a new telephone goes in, every time someone builds a new barn, because 911, every structure needs a number assigned for fire ID. So all these cause the state to want to know where everything is as well. So it doesn't go away. And that sort of ties into her other job of housing in that in 1983, the community didn't look very good. And a group of citizens got a petition together and petitioned to come up with a ordinance to better housing, in particular rental housing, in what was the village of Richford. They got an ordinance written, they held an election, they passed the ordinance, but at the same time that that was taking place, the uncovered open reservoir at the top of Green Avenue came to the attention of the state. And the trustees had more on their hands dealing with an open reservoir and possible water problems to worry about housing. So that newly passed piece of legislation got shoved into the vault, never to be seen again until 1989. In 1989, a trustee member, Jim Tomlinson,
I don't remember. I think you need to make it more modern.
dusted it off.
Move up.
And the trustees decided they wanted to enforce it and advertised for a year, and no one came forth as an enforcement officer. And I was a trustee at the time, and I was griping about the fact we couldn't find anybody, and she volunteered. And for the first 2 years, she didn't get paid.
And she's been doing it since 1989.
Yeah. And
Okay.
she, what it evolved to is we got the state involved, because every time we went into an apartment, the landlord would tell us, oh, the state's already been here and said we could do this. So we got on board.
It's two separate nominees. So
It is. We're gonna have to nominate them
someone else
separately.
is
Yeah.
interested, it doesn't sound like anybody's interested in the housing.
Well, there
Other
wasn't before, but we've also just passed some new housing regulations to
Well,
tighten
now,
up
yes.
on the landlords. So she has to go in quite a bit into the buildings and check things a lot
So
more.
now there's 3 pieces to it.
Yeah.
There is a health officer piece. Linda does
I'm the
a
health
health
officer
officer
because
piece, but
nobody else
there's
wanted.
part of it that doesn't apply to housing that
So sometime I'll take
takes
her
in
with
some
me, or
other
she'll take me
pieces.
with her.
There's a Vermont health rental code piece And there's our local code piece. And then when we rewrote the codes for this town, we pulled in NFPA 70, which is fire code, NFPA 1, which is a piece of fire code.
I think we could
and
go over the
101.
details later.
So with all that together,
Yeah.
that's what she's been doing, is taking care of the 500 apartments that we have in Richford.
So if you feel that you want to advertise for it, you can do that. We pay to advertise any positions you want. Or you can, this is advertising on TV that we need somebody. So,
Yeah.
well, we have somebody, but
I mean, if she's been
It's up to
doing
you.
it, I mean, my opinion, if she's been doing it since 1989, and do you feel she's doing a good job, Sherry?
she does an excellent job.
I mean, but if someone else, like Josh is here tonight, if he is interested in the
We can vote on it
911
next
part,
week.
I think
Yeah.
we ought to give him
Is it
definitely.
911 or is it both?
Actually, I think I'll pass on both of them. Now that I mean,
Okay,
yeah.
I just wanted to be fair to you. that-
Yeah, yeah. So then are you ready to vote tonight? You want to vote tonight? I mean, you figure all the paperwork she's done to switch in midstream would be, somebody would probably have to start going way back again and looking
How
at
far are we on the 911
You
thing
would know.
for the whole town?
We got a long ways to go.
So
We
we're
have
quarter.
moved over 4 roads. And
That's a
we've
lot of
been
work.
fought tooth and nail.
Got a long ways to go.
And
Yeah.
Corliss Road, we've had 2 near close calls where people
The wrong
didn't
address.
change the number.
One myself, at my house, I got sick about 3 years ago, and my uncle had to go find the ambulance because they couldn't find my house. They didn't know
Exactly.
they didn't know where we were.
That's why she's doing it.
And I've been like numerous times. I've come and said, please, like, it
She
happened
is-
to me. Can we try to sort this out? And
She is
I
working
don't
on
think
it.
it has been done yet. But if you're saying she's working on a lot of roads and stuff, I'm
Takes a
sure
lot
she
of
will.
time, but she has started it.
Yeah,
So-
the
Would
state
Would it
updates their
be
map
worth
twice a
putting
year.
more than one person on that job?
I don't know.
I mean, how much time do you want to really spend on it?
Is there any way I
Well, that's
expedite it
her-
any faster to get it?
Unfortunately, it has to interweave with the listers.
I was gonna say, the listers help her out quite a bit, anyways, right? I mean,
Yeah,
she is a lister.
She is a
too, so-
lister. And it has to interlace with our schedule to
No, you
get
gotta
the
remember
grand
the
list out.
budget's been made too for the year.
Right, that's what I was gonna say,
Yeah.
they're only paid for
You're-
so
You know,
so
you'd
many
have, if you
hours
wanted to
of
add some
time.
people, you're gonna have to, I don't know how much she makes, I have no idea, but does she work hourly or,
She works hourly
Yeah.
at the same
You're
rate as the
talking-
listers do.
yeah. You're talking money that we haven't budgeted.
Yeah. Something to think about for next year.
It's something to
though,
think about,
because
yeah.
It is
Yeah.
very important.
Yep, it is. And Mark LaRose asks me every time I get gas, have you finished your 911 yet? So they must come up here from Enosburg with a fire truck sometime, so said we're working on it. So what would you like to do?
I'm willing to vote.
Okay? Vote on them separately. We'll start with the Housing Code Enforcement Officer nomination.
I'll nominate him.
Okay, I'll
I'll
second. Okay, go ahead.
I'll second it.
Got it. Any discussion?
I think we've had enough.
Yep. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Now I'll nominate him to be the, what did we just do, the housing?
Yep.
To be the 911 coordinator.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's done. Now for next meeting, because I haven't done it yet, and maybe you want to do it. Actually, tonight we can do, if we're going to run into this with everyone, you might as well do an ad. These are the people we have to reappoint or get. Okay, the Animal Control Officer, Tracy Ovett, probably one of the best in the state.
We could put one ad in the paper, can we?
Yeah,
Just put
yeah.
the list of,
Yeah, you won't get any answers, but if you want to do it, we can.
Just to make it
never
fair.
know.
Yeah, that's fine. You do whatever you want. It's okay with me.
Yeah. I mean, is it what, $25 or something just for a quick ad, $50?
300.
No, I won't get one that big. Well, if you're gonna allow me to continue in the spot in the office, I'll do this stuff, but we haven't discussed that yet either. We need the town attorney, who is Michael Gahn. It's just a matter, basically, of just reaffirming. I mean, I've already asked Ken Parsons to do the town energy. He's already doing that, and the tree warden, and he says no every year, but We put him in, yeah, we do it. I tell him, okay, whatever.
Like the trees, he likes that.
Yeah, because he says he's never had to do anything for either one. Solid waste coordinator right now is Tim Green. We'd have to ask him if he wanted to do it. These, from experience, I'm just saying, we've never had too many people interested. But if you tell me now, if you want to put an ad in.
Solid waste coordinator is open now, you're saying?
He's doing it. What we basically do is just reappoint. But if you want to put it out to the public, that's up to you. I would hesitate to put animal control officer out.
Yeah, if she's
She's excellent, and
She's good.
she not only is excellent, she would probably feel like we didn't have any confidence in her if we put it out.
Right, I hear you.
And you don't see people getting up in the middle of the night and going with 3 vicious dogs and a bloodbath of.
She's had to
She's
come
had to
to
do
my
a
house
lot.
before, and she was very good.
She's very good. She's rough with people, but she's very good with animals.
She did a
Yeah,
very good job.
Yeah. So I would like to vote on her tonight. I can't even imagine. We've had so much trouble getting animal control officers over the years. When we got her, it's like, and I just bought a chip thing, so she's got that to try to find dog owners and stuff. So I'd like to nominate Tracy Ovitt as animal control officer.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, the rest of them, what do you want to do? You want to call them? That's what they've done for years, or do you want to put it on an ad? It's up to you. Tell me what to do.
Can I look at them real quick?
The ones that are highlighted.
The ones that are highlighted?
Well, actually add John to that, the road foreman.
Now, Linda, you do the health officer, you said?
I do. It came to me because we couldn't get anybody to do it. And
I remember the
the
last time it
state
was done,
always
yeah.
puts the chairman in charge, and my thing is 3 years, so I just got appointed again. I deal mostly with dog issues. Tracy and I work pretty well. Dogs are
You know, what about
condemned houses.
emergency management? There was 2 for that, right? Emergency management and the chair.
I'm getting to that in a minute. That's one we,
You guys want to look at it, too? I'm hogging the book. So all the ones with red.
the ones that I put in red.
Yeah, I kinda got it.
Okay, while you're looking at that, another thing that we're, oh, well, I'll finish that one before I go on to the next one. I'm just trying to move this along, I guess.
Planning board. I don't get that one either.
What is it?
What's Valerie Martell?
Well,
That's DRB.
that's DRB. She's not up, is she up? So what's
But
the
that
date?
doesn't come due till June.
It doesn't come due till June.
Okay.
We can't do it now.
Okay, so that was 3/19. It says March 19.
Yeah, but that's wrong.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is it?
All right, I guess we don't have to worry about that one then.
When is it? When is it due now?
In June.
Why do you put
DRB
March in there, you know? Okay, so what do you want to do? Do you want to add, or do you want me to call those people? Up to you. What did I do with that?
I'd personally call those people, but.
Well, that's what,
Give me a
that's what we've
separate-
always
See
done.
if they're still interested in doing it,
Yeah.
if
Oh,
not.
yeah.
That would be
Exactly.
my thought.
I think that
somebody
makes the
else
most
shows
sense.
interest.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way they've always done it. Laura always just called everybody.
And if anyone's not interested.
Right, then we can advertise.
Well,
'Cause we're-
advertising, or if any of us might know of someone, maybe
Right,
try to
right.
push
You
them into
said you
doing it.
knew
if
somebody
you-
that wanted to get involved in town stuff.
I don't know about any of those things, but. But if, you know.
Yeah.
Give people,
We also have, remember, the planning commissioner. So, John, how do we usually, we don't put, never put an
Well,
ad in.
they're elected, but it's an open position.
Right, but now-
You appoint it for 1 year.
Yeah. Oh, and then they have to run the next year.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so if you're interested, anybody, are you saying you're interested, Michael?
I'm considering,
Well, you need to let us know before the next meeting.
Before next meeting, sure.
I mean, you seem to be interested. You ran for it.
Yes.
Okay, well, so make up your mind and
I-
come in and tell us. Okay, the other thing I need to tell the board is that you're also on the Board of Civil Authority, which means if somebody appeals, somebody came and asked us to not, say they didn't have to pay their taxes, we'd have to meet, the town clerk calls that, we're on that board. This summer we'll be purging the checklist of like dead people or people who have moved and whatever, so you're also on that board. of civil authority. You can count votes during voting time if you, whatever, it's up to the town clerk, but you are on that board. And he mentioned the emergency plan. I was put in as emergency plan coordinator, and we need to update our emergency plan. There's old names on it, et cetera. So that's going to be something that, if I don't have to be chair, I can work on that more. And it would be a meeting with the fire chief and the ambulance and everybody, because in Swanton, when they had that big flood last year, the year before, all those people were in their houses surrounded by water. They had to have somebody, they had to know where to get the boats, they had to know where to get the buses, they had to know where to take them before the disaster happens. So we have to have a disaster plan, but it needs to be updated. So I'm going to meet with all those people and
It's not very accurate.
I said that. That's what I just said. Nobody's done it.
When was it proposed the first time?
Oh, well, they've had it for a while. I'm trying to think of some of the names. Well, I updated it. I updated a lot of the names a couple years ago, but they need to be updated again with new phone numbers, like, you know, who's like the highway commissioner, because, you know, if you had some kind of an earthquake or I don't know, whatever the disaster is, you'd need to know exactly, boom, you're calling this one, you're calling the master control is here, you know, all that stuff, where your generators are. I mean, it's got the basics, but it needs a definite update. Yeah. So that needs to be done. Tax sale for houses will be in July. Alan's going to send things, I think, this month, he said. I'm trying to think. I mean, other stuff we can talk about Monday. I'm sure you'll have plenty of questions, but if you have some more questions now that you need to know before then, feel free to ask.
So on the agenda for Monday's meeting,
yep.
I'll come in tomorrow, work with you on that.
We need to wait a few days in case people call.
Yeah, what's the...
Yeah, also
I know normally the meetings are 2 weeks apart. What's the normal...
You should have the agenda out and up by Friday. I usually do.
A week prior?
No, Friday. It only needs to be 48 hours.
48 hours,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometime at the very last minute, like on our agenda tonight, it says that Norris Tillison's going to be here, and he called and canceled it. But there's a couple people for next time. And what happens during the week, but it's the general, you know, we go by the same, except for any new, yes, sir.
Did you keep your same posting places for notices?
Yeah, well, we didn't talk about it, but we do online, send one over to the post office, and we do one out in the hall. Is there more you want to add?
And the bank.
And the bank.
Can I touch base on that while we're here talking? And there's
sure, ask anything you want.
Public. So I've had it when I was out campaigning and talked to a lot of people, and a lot of them told me that they didn't even know that they could come to a select board meeting, and then a lot of them also said, well, where do we find out about it? So, well, you can go on the town's website, and it's all posted on there. And a lot of people said, is there any way we could create like a Richford Selectboard Facebook page to where it was more open to... A lot of people use Facebook, and a lot of people won't take the time to go on the web, you know. Right. But if they saw it come up on Facebook, they might say, oh, they're talking about the sheriff's department tonight. I'd really like to go sit in on that. And I think it may be a way to bring more people in here to give ideas and to discuss things.
Does the town have a Facebook page?
No.
What we're talking about right now.
They have like a...
Right?
Huh?
They have front porch forum.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have... Do we have an account there? I don't know.
No,
I never can get on. Here's the thing. Just a comment. I'm on the Notch board, and we talked about having a Facebook to make more people informed. And then the discussion went, but on Facebook, you're opening yourself up for tons of criticism.
Well,
you can write something perfectly innocent, wonderful, and boom, the whole place blows up. So if you guys want to deal with that, that's okay.
Well, I don't have Facebook, and I don't really know how it works, but I know you can write comments. But if it's a certain type of page, can it be so that there's no comments that can be wrote?
That would be fine. No, he says no. I don't know enough about it. I have 3 friends. Yeah.
whatever you put on Facebook is
Yeah.
owned by the world. You have no control over it.
Right, but I've seen people post things on Facebook and not have a comment
Yeah.
section.
Yes. That's-
They only have a share or a
Yes.
like.
So whatever we put on there, all we
I
would
don't
do
know
is
how to do
share
it,
it to
though.
the public, and anyone who friends us, our page, then when we shared it,
It would automatically.
it would
to
go
them.
to their news feed. So when they sat down at night and they scrolled through their phone, they would say,
They would
"Oh,
see it.
there's a message from the select board meeting," but they wouldn't be able to write.
Exactly. There is a
anything
way,
on
'cause I've
there.
seen
Believe me,
stuff
you don't
posted
want
like that.
people to write.
No, I know,
you
that's,
don't.
but
Aren't you
I,
guys able to delete who you don't want?
Well, who's gonna
on there?
manage that? Who's gonna manage deleting a thousand people?
I don't
Not
have a
me.
clue what
Yeah, I
it
don't-
is.
I'm thinking just posting, just doing the
just
posting.
post it,
Yeah,
not,
just the
not allow
posting.
people to write, but I
No
don't know
comments.
if
You
we
don't
can
know
do
when
that.
they're gonna come up with a bad comment either.
Right.
You can delete somebody, but then, you know,
Right.
Right, no, this is something where they can't comment, and I've seen.
that would be
I don't
okay,
know.
but
Do
somebody'd
you
have to
have
manage it.
Facebook?
I do.
Is that something you could maybe look into
I can
for
look
us?
into
And-
it.
'cause
Jeremy's a little bit better at it than I am, because I'm like,
Eric does the website. He puts the minutes
Oh.
on the
I'm not
website.
sure, but it would seem to me there'd be a way to tie our link.
I don't know even what you're talking about.
Well,
Yeah, you could do that too.
it would be easier just to say, here's our link, you know, so
Right, go to the website.
offer the link. So
Yeah.
if somebody wants to look
That
at
I would
our
think would be a
page,
good idea.
here's the link. So,
Go to
no, they
Richford.
couldn't leave comments, but if they want to get to our website from
Hit the link.
Facebook,
Facebook.
they want to get to our
Yep.
website from Front Page Forum,
That would be great.
we might
think
be
that
able to do
would work?
something like that.
that would work.
That, I mean,
I'm thinking.
that would be
I mean, if
easier
they're
to
too
do.
lazy to
link
hit a
is-
link, then they don't need to know.
Because it would bring them right to,
Yeah.
but have it bring it right to the
Right
select
to
board,
the
not
select board,
to
yeah.
the whole Richford website and stuff, because if they're looking just for,
Well, and all they have to do is punch like.
right, but.
So you mean we would create a Facebook page and like every
We'd
day?
create a Facebook page that only had a link to our website. Whatever they did with our website, once they got there, it'd be up to them.
Then they couldn't make nasty comments or.
But it wouldn't pop up on, it wouldn't pop up on everyone's news feed on Friday
right,
when we post
right.
that.
Oh. I don't know.
It's something to
about it.
think
Yeah,
about.
it
I
is.
just wanted to
Look
throw it
into
out there.
Sure.
Yep.
It just,
Yeah.
I think it makes it more
Yeah.
open to the public, where if we're,
Yeah,
if
or
everyone
even-
knew we
yeah.
were talking about
Well-
something that night that was important, we might get good community members to come down
Yeah.
here and give us a
Give
little
some-
bit of advice.
Even if you had to close a road or something. I don't know if we put that, see, that's the thing, everybody's got their own piece of our website, but if they don't manage it, if the firemen don't put out things in
Well,
the
that's it.
highway,
Right.
they need
It
to
gets-
put out roads closed on Tuesday. I mean, we're not gonna do that for them. We've created a thing for each department in the town,
And it gets woefully
zoning
outdated.
and, yeah, and if they don't manage it, then nothing goes on.
Well, what, the other side that we hear is that,
Did you want to mention about the possible school?
Well, I mentioned this
Yeah.
when we were talking earlier.
Yeah,
or-
if you can do
folks
it.
all had user IDs and passwords to the website, but it's like, well, I only have to change it once a year and I forget how to do it, and it is kludgy to use. So if you're not using it every week, then you
You forget how to
Yeah.
do it.
forget how to do it.
Scott,
So-
yeah, had
Well, I was just
mentioned something about
wondering
school.
if, some of the kids have to do community service, like when they're seniors in school or whatever.
Yeah.
If they would be interested in maybe keeping our
Website.
page
Or our page.
upgraded or whatever. You know, I don't know how much time
We
it takes
don't
for.
own our page.
No,
We
see, I don't
pay a
know how
service.
any of that stuff
Yeah, we pay a
actually works.
service to do it every year.
I was wondering if,
We don't have
if
a-
it takes quite a lot of time, if we could get volunteer help from the kids at school
I was
that
gonna-
had to do
Just a
community
minute,
service,
let him talk.
to just, you know, give some feed onto the page. I don't know
Yeah.
how much time it takes for you to do stuff, or if we wanted
there's-
to make a nicer page, or.
No, I do want to talk with our provider, because I'd rather have a page up there that's more of a community
Yeah,
service
we can-
bulletin, where
we
we
can get 'em
just
to
like
do it,
something
yeah.
up, because the way it is, it's like, you need to know where you're going. If you don't know where you're going, it's almost useless. But if you do know where you're going, wonderful.
Right.
But, so we don't have an announcements page there. But it doesn't take long to put something up. I set up on our copier, I set up a email. So you scan something into the richford.web, And it goes to me. It's an email I set up. So I look there every day for something from
When you
you
make up
guys to put up.
the agenda, we just put it on the machine, it goes right to him, and then he can put it on the thing, so we don't
So
have to
that way,
enter it. He
I
does
look
it.
there by Friday of every week so that you guys are putting them up wherever you're gonna put them up, but I'm gonna put it up on the webpage. I don't own agendas, you guys do. I own minutes and I own the web posting.
But do the listers ever post anything?
Only twice a year, because we only have 2 technical meetings a year, grievance
Yeah,
and the results of grievance.
you put those on.
Yes, because those are our only 2 official meetings a year.
So, it's all stuff we can.
Yeah,
look
I'm
at,
just throwing it out there.
Yep, yep. Anything else from the board?
A lot to absorb already.
Yep. And there's a lot more. I didn't want to give you overkill. We've got a lot of
Right.
documents and stuff. You had asked me once too about signing things. So we're going to have to decide, because there's some things just the chairs sign. Things will come in like, I think, for example, I can think this summer the post office lease was due. You had to sign it by a certain date. There's only one place for a signature, and basically the chair is the highest. So you got to decide if you just want to sign or you want me to sign too. And then other things we have come to the board or put it on the, you sign your bills every week if it's something that comes in between our meetings that we've already said yes to, mind you. I might put it on the thing and everybody signs it then. But we don't have that, we don't sign anything they haven't already approved of. Now, like we want the school and the post office to be there, believe me. So there's some things you just have to sign. I have to sign all burial permits. It's got to be done by the chair. So you have to decide if I'm going to still sign things too, or if you're going to come down and every time there's something. So
Okay.
It's but there's so many more things. Tons of stuff is going to come up. Okay, the board's all done talking. Anything? Well, you can talk again if you want to. Brief public comment, if anybody wants to say anything. John? Josh?
I just want to congratulate you 3 guys that got elected. And,
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Anything?
Excuse me. None of us are here for the money. We all care about our
We are.
town. And I hope we all want to do a little better.
Joe? Pam? Andy has a letter. You want to read it?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I thought you meant this letter.
Yeah, read that, would you? Keep everybody here another hour.
Yeah, so I knew we were doing just a like an introduction tonight, and I just wrote this up and I read it quickly. Good evening. I felt the need to prepare a statement to address myself to our newly formed select board members and the fellow citizens of Richford. I first and foremost would like to commend the 3 previous incumbents for the countless hours given to this board of 5 for their dedication to our citizens. As I am sure everyone is aware that on Tuesday, March 5th, Election Day, there was a record number of voters to appear. We as a board are obligated to listen to the message the voters sent. Before this election, I spent many hours, many days, and I may even refer to weeks of campaigning, but I found myself listening more than talking and gathered that our citizens were ready for a positive change. A new voice, new blood, and different faces were the words I often heard. Please be minded, as it was not all negative. There was some great feedback given about each and every select board member. As a newly elected member, my biggest goal is to implement the feedback from our citizens to regain their trust and interest in Richford. This board must be open, transparent, trustworthy, and make choices that will only benefit the Richford community. We need to be able to move forward, leave past issues in the past, and work together as a team of 5. The voters are behind the change in Richford, and they will be patient as we all find a role in this municipal government that best fits us. Between the 5 of us, I feel we have more than enough knowledge and dedication to implement some great change. I look forward to contributing on this board. To conclude, I will be the first to say I'm no doubt young. You could maybe even say a shade green in municipal government. However, I will also be the first to say I'm very dedicated in every role I have ever filled and willing to learn. I have a business mind, a strong work ethic, and 32 years and 4 generations behind me in the history of this town. I am truly honored to be given this opportunity. Please believe that I will fulfill any role I am given on this board to its fullest.
Good job. Very nice.
I was going to read it in the beginning, but
I'm sorry. I didn't know. You should have told me you had a letter.
I was just trying to, just start everyone off on the right foot because,
Yep.
I mean, I think it's important. It doesn't matter anything that's happened before today. It needs to be from today on. And
Right. Good. Very good.
Needs to try to improve from now on.
yeah, and the voters, I feel like they voiced their opinion and they voted and they voted for change, and we need to be able to show them some positive return feedback.
Yep. Okay. I just want to think if there's anything else. I have a question, as long as you're here, Scott. 2 things for me that the highway department has to do, because I've already paid them. Do you have the netting for the playground? Do you know if it's up there? Can you check on that? And the fact that the piece of equipment, the playground equipment that needs to go on the library lawn.
I can check.
It's all paid for. It should be. It's the xylophone, whatever it's called. The thing, the musical instrument. You don't have to spell xylophone. And the netting that goes over, that you guys have got to install
That's
over
for the library.
The musical instrument. And the netting is going over all that playground so that the balls don't hit the kids, and it should be up there because it's got to go in the spring. And I'm going to get on you because we already paid the town for that. The grant did.
And it's the town workers that's supposed to be putting that
Yeah,
up, right?
when we put the playground equipment in, the town guys put it all in with the company because of the grant, I had in the grant, Johnny gave me an estimate what it was gonna cost, and you expanded the playground and you put all the equipment in. So we paid the town that. Now, here's where we're gonna have to think about things, because when that money comes in, Alan tends to not put it in where the highway, he puts it in the general fund. So you gotta watch your money when it comes, because he'll just put it in the general fund. And then you're like, where's my money? So that's he does the books, I don't, so I have to watch it.
If we have grants or wait on grants, we need to.
When we have grants and stuff like that, it just seems to get,
Make sure the money, when it comes in, it's going into our funds. that
well,
we
it
applied
won't,
for.
but keep tracking your own, because it won't. It won't, because the rest of my
Yeah, I
grant
saw
says
that,
0.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Good thing I'm in charge of the playgrounds, because I had $6,000 toward this kayak stuff, and I'm looking and it says 0.
Yeah.
Like, when you get a grant, you got to put it where the grant says to put it.
Yeah,
You're in
exactly.
big trouble. So, anyway, just watch your money when it comes in.
Not to
No, it's
interrupt
okay.
you, but
No.
before you conclude the
Yeah.
meeting. So after today, just
Call Andy.
No, where's the next step for? We'll start with Jacques. Okay.
Okay.
Does
Tomorrow,
so
I can go to the town barn tomorrow?
you can go there tonight.
Oh.
You can start plowing.
so
I'm
but
gonna go
Put
plow.
that broom right in your hand. and
but
plow
to start everyone off on the right foot,
Yeah.
I'm not picking on Jacques. I'm starting on that end of the
Right,
table.
right.
But so he's our road foreman. I am there to
Road
assist him
commissioner.
if he
You're
needs help.
assisting everybody.
Road commissioner.
Yeah.
So do we go over there and formally introduce
I would.
Jacques tomorrow? Do
I would. I think that would be a nice thing to do.
Scott's?
I think I'm aware.
Yeah, no, but yeah, like Scott's on his own with the water and sewer. No one's kind of pointing him in the.
Well, he's going to meet
I
up
go
with.
introduce
Daryl
myself
and
to
all that.
Daryl.
Well, you know Daryl already.
I don't know the other guy.
He's new. That's why.
Is it Jeremy? Is his
Well, there's
name?
2. One comes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. One comes Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday.
I know Daryl.
And with
Yeah.
the buildings, you're good because you've already done that.
Yeah,
So
they're
you
all
guys
set.
are going to
We've
team
already got a
up.
lot of stuff
Yeah.
for this
And
year.
you
The budget
probably-
passed.
You're going to train me.
Yeah. Oh, what day are you? Yes, I'll tell you exactly
Okay.
what you need to do. Don't listen to
What's
Scott.
going on with the buildings too.
And,
We have a lot of stuff going
so
on
you
with
wanna
the-
come in and,
You know, the bricks falling off this building.
Yeah, you just
Well, read your stuff.
Now you're gonna do the clock.
Yeah.
I don't come in every day, you know, and that's another thing you need to decide. Do you want me to
I was
still
up there
do?
years and years ago and
do
looked
the
at
Laura
stairs
thing?
way back when we did some of these other.
I don't, we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, well, we can,
So-
we'll come in and we'll chat about
Okay,
it.
and
We
so-
can talk about that amongst ourselves
Okay, and you
correctly.
might want to look at this policy, I mean, there's
Yeah.
a ton, okay?
The projection room, which is open to the.
Am I gonna be here in the morning for a little while? I don't work every
I
day.
It's on the
got
floor,
some,
but it's all above there, yeah.
I got some messages here where I'm not sure if they're
Yeah, okay.
Sherry or
You see
Scott.
the bills and,
Okay.
you know, there's like,
Yeah.
oh my lord.
When I started out.
Okay,
They shut the
And I
door
saw
down.
you were writing too,
Yeah.
so.
yeah, okay. So, actually, the chairman can just adjourn the meeting. The meeting's adjourned. Now you can talk if you want, about anything. If you want.
Are we on, we're still on camera or?